Personnel Board on the 23rd of March 2021. It's 7:30. Any apologies for the meeting?
Yes,
Madeline?
Sorry, Councillor Hellier-Simons?
Oh, yes. So we've got in attendance myself, John Halsall, Chairman, Lindsay Ferris, Simon Weeks, John Kaiser, who's the Deputy Chairman, Clive Jones. Do we not have Carl Duran here? No. So, minutes of the previous meeting. Any comments on them?
No, Chairman.
No. Can I take them as carried then?
Yep.
Lovely. Any declarations of interest? Any public questions, Madeline?
No questions, Chair.
I have Carl on my screen, John.
Any members?
CD, I'm assuming is Carl.
Carl, good evening. I've maligned you. Could you collect the record, please? Carl is here. Any members' questions?
No member questions.
Right, then let's go straight to the report, the Gender and Ethnicity Pay Gap Report. And it's included in your bundle in pages 7 to 11. Any questions? Any questions? Lindsay?
Yes, I sent an email before earlier on. I was reading through it, and there were two things that came to mind. I wanted to check what the salary was of somebody who was white and also BME at the same level. Are they paid the same? Because it was very difficult to tell from the table as to whether it was because they were junior people or not, and it's whether people are getting further up the ranks. And the other question I had is I was slightly surprised that there was a small widening of the gap between male and female salaries. I would have thought that there would be, with 74% of the people being female, that there would be a greater percentage of them getting further up the promotion chain. So I just wondered why there was a slight drift in that. I would have thought it had been a slight narrowing rather than going the other way. So sort of combined sort of question about trying to understand how we got at the figures.
Sarah?
Okay, thank you, Chairman. To reassure members of the Personnel Board, there is a job evaluation system in place. So people who do the same work, irrespective of their whether they have any protected characteristics, do get equal pay. This is about the sort of roles that people are doing and taking the mean and median of the pay across our workforce population and getting the mean and the median from that. So what does that mean? That means that we proportionately have more women in our lower pay ranges than men. And that is primarily because we offer a lot of part-time opportunities. Over 40% of our workforce is part-time, and the majority of the part-time opportunities are at lower grades. We are doing a piece of work which I will be asking Personnel Board to look at so we can really get underneath this. It's planned to go through our Equality Steering Group in May, so it will be after that I will be bringing it to Personnel Board to really analyse each area and show what the options would potentially be to significantly reduce the gender pay gap. And one of the, and I'm looking at the other local authorities as well, because some of this comes down to workforce makeup. You know, you have roles that typically attract genders. So administrative roles typically attract females, where our preponderance of lower paid roles are in that sort of administrative area. All our lower paid roles that would typically attract men have been contracted out. So waste collection, street works, all of those areas, we don't directly employ, so they're not included in the figures. So that's automatically going to skew. And for me, they're the core two reasons, but we are going to do some more work on the things that we could do to potentially reduce the gap.
Simon?
Yeah, just a quick question. I don't know whether the data is buried in the report, but I couldn't actually find it. We analyse what proportion of our staff are male or female, and we analyse what proportion are full-time and part-time. I'd be interested to see an analysis of what those percentage splits are both for exclusively full-time and exclusively part-time, because I think that data may well reinforce the point Sarah's just made.
I can circulate that to you afterwards.
I'd certainly like to see it. It's not critical, but it would be useful background. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other comments or questions? Is the committee happy to note this report so that it can be published before 31st of March on the website?
May I make one more comment, Mr. Chair? Sorry.
Yes, indeed.
For the first time this year, we've also included the ethnicity pay gap within the organisation. This isn't legislatively required, but it's a commitment under the race charter that we do so. That percentage is at 5%, and I think I noted in the report that all of that is at that upper quartile pay range. The rest of it is, there is no ethnicity pay gap, it is purely in that top range. So the Equality Steering Group will be doing some work to look at how we increase opportunity and become more attractive as an employer in that upper quartile area.
Actually, thank you. So can I take it that the committee is comfortable in noting this report?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you very much. And any other business? No, there's being no other business. I thank you very much, and I know everybody's got an appointment today. Thank you, and good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Sarah. Good night. Thank you, John.